Hello and welcome to the Slip Slip Sis YouTube channel. I'm Shay, one of your Slip Slip sisters, and today's video is going to focus on one of my challenges, goals, whatever you want to call it, for 2026, which I've named Unsubscribe 2026. I have for a while gotten a lot of different subscriptions and kind of like gone back and forth on how I feel about them. I've gone through phases where I love them, phases where I haven't been that thrilled about them. So I've decided to take this year to set a goal for myself because I'm not doing any like super large and definitely not any tracking of my stash. But for one thing, in terms of destashing that I want to do is to try and use up all of the yarn that I've gotten from subscriptions. I have no subscriptions in terms of yarn that are coming for 2026. I have ended all of those. It's just, there was nothing really any major, like huge issues, I would say. I have a lot of yarn that I need to use, and even though it was only once a month, it was still too much coming in for me. I wasn't using enough to make a good dent. So that's one of the goals, and I have a lot of beautiful yarns that I want to use, but I was feeling guilty because I was like gaining more. I digress. But the goal is to use all those up. I'm going to pull them out of my stash because I actually don't know how many are existing, because these are subscriptions going back years now that I might still be holding on to. So I'm going to put them in my little basket that I've got all ready to go. Technically it's a Christmas basket, but I've decided that it's all year round. Will work. So I'm going to pull all of those out. The subscriptions I can think of off the top of my head that I have yarn still from is potentially row 1, but I think I used up most of those already. Definitely Fangirl Fibers from this past year. That was my I Never Met a Villain I Didn't Like one. I definitely have some yarn left from when I had a Yarnable subscription, and then I have a Southern Skeins, the subscription that I was doing with my sister from last year as well. A couple are in sock tubes, which Gabrielle has very helpfully made into tubes for me, but there's at least one I know that's still just yarn. Yeah. So the goal is to use up all of those in different formats. I'm going to make different things. I've been making a lot of muscle burra hats, but some might potentially be socks, some might be chickens. Who knows? But I would just like them to be used. If I don't finish it, that's okay. But at least they will all be out and in view, and it will give me something to kind of keep as my like, I like to call it the palette cleanser knitting, where I tend to have like one big project, but sometimes it's not transportable. It's not very portable, or it requires thinking, and I'm not in a space where I want to do the thinking. So usually something that's like some form of vanilla knitting or something I know how to do really quickly. So that's what these yarns will hopefully become my go-to for, but also like you make your own rules. So if I change my mind, I want to do something else, whatever. But I am going to go through my stash now and see how many I can pull out, and I'll show you what I got later. So I've gone through all of the yarn and hopefully haven't missed anything, but we'll just add it to the basket if I find it later. It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be, and that is what is important. So I did unfortunately find some row 1s that I haven't used yet, but it's not that many. I only have 5 left. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 5 left that I need to use. These will be really easy, I think, to kind of get out of stash. I have 3, let's call them things, from Southern Skeins that need to get used up. This was actually the very first of our split that I think we received. Maybe that was the second. As I think this was the first, where it ended up being a full skein of yarn. So Gaz has made me the longest sock tube in the entire world. So I need to turn this into socks, and then I have this sock tube set left. We did end our subscription a little bit early, so that's why also I don't have as many. It just ended up not being the right subscription for us. In terms of my other ones, I have 3 yarnables that I could find, which I'm pretty impressed with myself with if I've used all of those up. So I have this one, which was April 2024, Life is Short, Eat the Donut. And then I also have July 2024 called Oh My Stars. And then we have, it doesn't say, Laughs More, Worry Less. I think this was like a December or a January one from one of the years. I also might have bought this one separately and not actually gotten the subscription, but that's also not that bad. So I have this one left, or those 3 left from Yarnable, and then I do have one project I just started the other day, but hopefully I'll have shown that on a podcast, using one of my Fangirl fibers, and I have 5 skeins left of that, but there is one more that I'm missing that hasn't been shipped yet. But the ones that I have left for my Fangirl fibers are Hades, the Evil Queen, check out the Pop of Red, and Ursula, this is my newest one. I've got Jafar, and then we have Queen of Hearts. So that's actually, it's truly not as bad as I thought it was going to be. So I'm feeling pretty good about the odds that I'll be able to work through all of these this year, especially if I like have a little bit of a focus on each of them. So we're good, I think. We'll see. Let me know below if you have any subscriptions this year, if you're avoiding subscriptions this year, if there's one you've had your eye on but you didn't get, anything subscription related. And this is not to say that you shouldn't have subscriptions. This is just not the year for me to have subscriptions. So while I am unsubscribing, I full send and really fully support anyone who wants to commit to subscriptions. It's a ton of fun. If you are able to do so, it's a nice gift to get in the mail every month. It's something to look forward to. So do what you want to do, buddies. And thank you so much for joining me, and we'll see how I do.